Hello guys, and welcome to Noobs Guys to TribalWars, and today I'm going to talk about expansion. Now, obviously when you've reached a certain amount of points, you've got your 4 noblemen, you want to move out to somewhere, but how do you expand in a way that is the most effective? Now, there's a couple of ways of doing this. If you're on your own, you don't have a tribe or anything like that, it's always best to have your villages close by. One is for supporting reasons, offensive reasons, and just generally to make sure that you're more compact, and so that you can fight as effectively as possible, and be able to conquer the area around you. Now, obviously, if you're on your own, the best area to take would be your 7x7. Totally conquer that out, make it impregnable, make sure that you've got, a decent amount of defensive and offensive villages, and stuff like that. So, if you're part of a tribe, now that's different. You need to expand to the area where your tribe has the most influence, where your tribe is its strongest, be somewhere in the centre of that. Because that way your tribe mates can help you, you can also try to help, you can help them, you can send them resources, they can send you resources, you can grow a lot quicker. So obviously there's a lot more advantages of you expanding into an area where your tribe is the strongest. So, it's always best to be part of a tribe, but if you want to go it alone, you can. If that's what you want to do, you're like, I've had bad experiences with tribes, I just want to, expand here. So, yeah. So now, if I remember correctly, where is it? There it is. So, when you first, so let's take escape, for example. So, let's click this guy. So as you can see, he's got 4 villages. So if we center on this guy, now you can kind of see that he's got one here, he's got one here, so he's got a village close by to protect himself. Now, as you can see, he's part of Delorium, and as you can see, there's another village close by to him. I was really hoping there was a village close by to him. And also there's a lot of barbarian villages. Now, barbarian villages aren't usually worth capturing, but if you need a village and there's a barbarian village, it's always best to go for that if you don't have the troops or you don't have the resources, and you're like, okay, I need an easy village to take, because barbarian villages aren't going to, build troops. They may be stacked with troops, but, it's always make sure you scout out first. Now, if I have a look at the area I'm in, it's always best to expand with, someone who doesn't, don't conquer someone who's part of a tribe, or not as in never do it, but like if they're part of a big tribe, you don't want to get into the hassle of a war, because they're more likely going to be more active than you are. They can coordinate attacks, they can, so it's always best to expand to areas, that don't have a lot of influence with other tribes. So if you find an area that's out of the way, nice and quiet, no enemy tribes, that's always a good place to be in. So, yeah. So if you think about TribalWars as the Earth, not as the Earth, as it's technically a huge rectangular map, and all the main tribes will be out of the center and expanding outwards. That's how TribalWars works. They start in the center, everyone is really close together, and obviously as more players join, all the new players go onto the outside. So you're always going to be trying to expand outwards. If you try to expand inwards, you're going to meet more heavy players, and it's going to get a bit gruesome, because they're more likely going to be all in a tribe together and pound you with their fists. So that's what I recommend. Try to expand outwards, try to expand in your 7x7 and stuff like that. Now, with I have looked at the comments, and I'm sorry if I do, garble on. People have said get a script and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do it, because 1, that's effort. 2, I like the way I do this. I'm just like, oh, I want to record something, I'm going to record it now. But yeah, this is how to expand properly. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you understand it. But just before I go, this is the first time I've seen TribalWars since it's had its update, and I have to admit, it looks really shit. Not as in, you know, the game's got any worse or anything, but it's just like, yes, it's nice that they've now got pools of water, you know, extra graphics on the screen, but the image looks really low res. It's really shitty. It kind of looks like they haven't put a lot of effort in. Like, look, like I swear you used to be able to see detail in that, whereas now it's just seems like it's slightly blurred. Yeah, it's not good. I don't know what else they've changed. So obviously I can still see. I do like this apply thing as well. I do like that. But yeah, that's the basics of expanding. Obviously, one more thing to add before I go is don't expand until you have enough noblemen to do it. Don't try to do a village when you've only got one, because it takes way too much time, and you need to be active a lot of time. I'm not saying it's impossible. Of course you can try to do it, but you know it's a lot harder. Try to at least get 2 or 3, so that you can make several runs at the same time and don't have to worry about, you know. And also, if people work out you're trying to get a village, they're just going to stack it, and your one nobleman's probably going to die, and a lot. Yeah. So when you reach about 5,000, 6,000 points, that's the time you expand. Sort of around there, or if you're advanced and you've got lots of troops and you've got lots of noblemen, and you think it's ready, then do it. You know? This is a guide. This isn't, you do this, you do that, la-di-da-di-da. Well, I'm going to end it there, because I've gobbled on too long, and you're probably hating me. So, thanks for listening. MajorSmurf is going to eat a cup of hot chocolate.